Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, broadcasting live from Lagos. A reminder of our main stories. The President arrives Washington for U.S.-Africa Summit. Aides deny going through Ebola test in America. Lagos State Ministry of Health checks validity of reports about an Ebola victim seeking spiritual healing in a church. Judicial workers across the country return to work tomorrow after a crippling strike of 21 days. And at least 367 people killed by earthquake in southwest China. We'd like to remind you that all our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. We urge you to please interact as well with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS, and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, please tap the app on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. Ahead of the 2015 general elections across the country, the Independent National Electoral Commission has warned that no one will be permitted to collect the permanent voter registration card (PVCs) by proxy. All eligible voters will be registered to be present at the point of collection and their thumbprints registered to ensure a credible and reliable register. The Commission said this at a meeting for administrative secretaries and electoral officers cutting across 12 states in the Federation held in Calabar, Cross River State. The INEC Commissioner in the state, Mr. Mike Igini, said that as custodians of the vision and implementers of the Commission's policies at the state's level, it is hoped that this crucial exercise will be taken seriously and implemented.
The 2015 general elections is set to witness a huge turnaround. From the registration to voting through the announcement of results as witnessed in the last governorship election in Ekiti State, which eroded the use of the PVC while terminating the use of the temporal voters card.
19, 20.
This is a gathering of administrative secretaries, HOD of all relevant departments, and electoral bodies from 12 states across the country to be tutored on the process of issuing the permanent voters card as well as the CVR in a view to achieving successful registration and distribution. The Cross River State INEC boss explained that the training is aimed at strengthening the democratic character of the Nigerian political processes, which is the vision of the Commission.
Our job essentially is to conduct elections. And for any successful election, the starting point should be a reliable, credible voters register. That is what the Commission has been focusing on since the 2011 elections. We have had the first phase after the successful conduct of the APIS at the central level, Abuja, the basis of which we are set to distribute permanent voters cards to Nigerian people.
The 2015 election is not only key, but one that is expected to project the nation as a country that has sustained uninterrupted democracy since 1999.
The UNDP has agreed to partner with us in this global venture. We realized that the voters register is the very foundation of all electoral successes that are to come. And without a successful and good voters register, there cannot be any good election. So it is the bedrock of all electoral successes.
The overall aim of the project is to strengthen the democratic character of the Nigerian political process through the promotion of outcomes that consolidates and advances democratic governance and accountability in Nigeria.
Participants were also advised on the need to safeguard all sensitive materials in the possession and also see to the efficient distribution of permanent voters' card.
And now to the judiciary. The courts across the country are expected to resume work tomorrow after a period of industrial action which lasted 21 days. The Judiciary Staff Union, which directed its workers to strike, were protesting the refusal of state governments to obey an order that would guarantee the financial independence of the judiciary. Our correspondent, Shola Shoyele, reports.
3 weeks ago, the judiciary workers commenced an industrial action which effectively paralyzed activities in the state courts across the country. From Lagos to Ondo, Rivers and Akwa Ibom, the workers stayed away and the courts remained under lock and key. Their grouse was the refusal of the state governments to implement an order of the Federal High Court Abuja delivered on the 13th of January, which directed them to ensure that all allocations meant for the state judiciary would be paid directly to the heads of state courts.
Then, of course, there is the general, we might call it commonplace, but it's not so commonplace, issues of salaries, emoluments, and conditions of service. They want that enhanced. So that is basically what's involved, but it's not new. In the last 6-7 years, there have been a number of strikes that they have undertaken.
The whole legal system is almost crippled now. You can't go to court, you can't file cases, you can't do anything. You can't take CTC. Those who are in custody and they have urgent application, those applications cannot be heard.
To the extent that the funding tends to abridge the independence of the judiciary, definitely all hands must be on deck to stop that.
With all the complaints trailing this industrial action, the Minister of Labour and Productivity, Chief Emeka Wogu, intervened, and at a meeting that lasted several hours on Friday, a truce was reached after a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) was signed between the Minister and the leadership of the union in Abuja. The MOU states that all governments are obliged to respect the provisions of the 1999 Constitution as amended and comply with the judgment of the courts. The agreement also indicates that the demands of the Judiciary Workers' Union would be met within the next 45 working days. With this development, the courts across the country will now resume work on Monday, the 4th of August, with the caveat that no Judiciary Staff Union member is to be victimized as a result of participating in the strike. Shola Shoyele, Channels Television News.
When the news at 10 returns, an art review tonight focuses on the works of a young artist, Balaji Ogunwo, who uses painting to address the present state of the nation. That's on. Please join us again.